Welcome to Math with the Real Floater. One of, if not the best math channel that you'll ever find on this platform. Let's keep the subs coming, and we keep the math coming to you. The last time we spoke about triangles, all right? So today we'll be talking a little bit about Pythagoras theorem. All right, we probably heard about Pythagoras theorem already, and it states that in any right angle triangle, and this is the right angle that we're speaking about right here, it says the square of the hypotenuse, which is this long side, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So the square of this hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. All right, so let's say this side is B. Let's call this side A. Let's call this side C. Basically, what I just said is that the square of the hypotenuse, the square, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. The other two sides is represented by letter A, which is a square, plus C. So the square of the hypotenuse, which is this side here, is equal to the sum of the squares. Independently, we square these two sides and then we add them. All right, so I'm not gonna get this off. As a matter of fact, let me put this up a little bit higher so we don't forget it at all. So we say b squared is equals to a squared plus c squared. Let's find the length of this side of the triangle, which is now b. C is 5 and a is equals to 4. So plug this back into this formula. So we have b squared is equals to a squared, which is equals to 4 squared plus c is 5 squared. So we have b squared is equals to 4 squared is equal to 16 plus 5 squared is equals to 25. 5 squared is just 5 times 5, 4 squared is just 4 times 4. So we have b squared is equals to 16 plus 25, that is equals to 41. So b is equals to the square root of 41. We can always use our calculator and work this out. So this is how we just worked out the hypotenuse if we know this length and this length. Let's say b is equals to 6 and c is equals to 4. All right? So now we have the length of the hypotenuse, we have the length of this side, but we don't know the length of right here. We still do the same thing that we would have done in this formula. So we have the hypotenuse squared, which is 6 squared is equals to a squared. We don't know what is a squared, so we still put it back, plus c squared, which is 4 squared. So we have 36 is equals to a squared plus 16. Now we have 36 equals to a squared plus 16. Or do we get rid of this 16 so we can have a alone on this side? We take away 16 from both sides of the equation. We do the opposite of what 16 is doing, okay? If you don't understand how to make any subject of the formula, go back to the playlist and you'll see that explanation. So we have 36 minus 16 is equals to a squared, okay? So then 36 minus 16 is equals to 20. So 20 is equals to a squared. So a is then the square root of 20. So once we get this basic concept right as it relates to Pythagoras theorem, we can work out any side of a triangle once we have two sides available to our disposal. All right, so remember now, in any right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. This is the formula right here. So if we have any two of this, we can always find a third. All right, so thanks again, folks, for being a part of this channel. Looking forward to having you subscribe so we can get this channel out there. All right, thank you once again.